If I start to cry for Nigeria, you people will begging me not to cry. Is it not obvious that we have lost the plot as a nation? We are celebrating a response to a letter.
See, like I do always say, if they should explain Nigeria to you, like you're a 5-year-old child, sincerely speaking, you no go understand. Because new day, different story entirely. Now, something happened recently, and it is about a move Atiku made. The same kind of move he made back in 2023. And it has got people asking, when will we, as a country, ever just sit down and say, well, let's fight our own battles today, instead of running to America to save our democracy, save our government, save our citizens? Now, Ayo and Rufai had a quiet but strong reaction to this. But let me give you the full picture, starting with Ayo. So here's what happened. Ayo criticized the opposition for engaging lobbyists to take domestic issues straight to the US government, calling it a desperate attempt to seek validation or intervention from a foreign power. In fact, she didn't exaggerate, and her point was simple. Whether it is the ruling government or the opposition, relying on American affirmation is a sign that the nation has, in her words, lost the plot. She said Nigerians should be capable of solving their own problems internally, instead of treating the US like a headmaster who has to hand out a report card on how we are doing. Take a listen.
Talked about, which is the United States and President Donald Trump writing a letter of commendation, a letter praising the efforts of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his fight against terrorism. I recall that when we had talked about, a number of issues have come up this week to perhaps necessitate a response from the presidency, because this letter is said to have been received since the 6th of July 2026. And so you wonder why it's just coming out now about 2 weeks afterwards. But a few things have happened. First of all, earlier this week, we talked about Congressman Gregory Steele, passing an amendment, announcing that he had passed a bill to amend a bill asking for 50% withholding of support to Nigeria, of aid to Nigeria, because of the way that the government has not been able to tackle insecurity and persecution of Christians in particular in the country, and why should taxpayers' money continue to fund that? And then he amended that to mean 100%. So this statement or commendation from President Trump negates that. So I wonder what would happen to that bill now, because if the president is saying that you're doing well, you have done well. In fact, let me quote him, because he actually mentioned, he said, "I applaud your resolve to tackle the issues plaguing your nation, especially the violence affecting Christian communities, and it's a true honor to stand with you in the fight against terrorists." Just to take a quote from that release from Mr. Bayo Onunuga from the presidency. Then, also, of course, would then be a conversation that yesterday we discussed. Atiku Abubakar saying that his lobbyists will be submitting records on Tinubu's forfeiture case to Trump. And so, again, just coming out to say that actually this statement is saying that the relationship between President Trump and President Tinubu is in good standing, and the president has even written a letter of commendation, which from the first paragraph denotes that there was first a letter from President Tinubu because he said, "Thanks for your letter." But away from that, I wonder what the obsession with the approval of the United States is to Nigerians, especially at the presidency level. Yes, we've enjoyed very cordial diplomatic relationships with the United States, but there's a thin line between diplomatic relationships and just literally almost like a headmaster role given to the US. So the US has to approve our fight against insecurity efforts. The US has to approve the kind of person that is our president. It's mind-boggling. It's almost tantamount to new colonialism. The most important approval is the approval of the people and what the people feel about the handling of insecurity. And yes, we said that the president has enumerated the areas where the president has done well in the fight against insecurity, but the well he has done is not anywhere near enough. And I want to bring to attention some of the kidnappers still in the kidnappers' den. And so whilst there are a number of efforts already being made, the call by the Nigerian people is that there's still a lot more ground to be covered when it comes to insecurity. So America can write its letter, but what do the Nigerian people say about the state of insecurity? That should be the most important thing. Number one, 167 people from the rural community are still in captivity. 242 from Zamfara still in captivity. 48 people from Kaduna still in captivity. 42 students from Borno State, Askari Ubaru local government still in captivity. IDP, we still have people in the IDP camps. They've not been resituated into their communities. These are the issues we're talking about. So yes, there's a lot of work that has been done, but there's still a lot more work to be done. And so I'm hoping that the people's mandate will be most important than America's approval.
Now, for you to understand this update better, here's the background in short. Atiku's camp reportedly engaged lobbyists to take an old case to the US government, a $460,000 civil forfeiture from 1993 involving our same president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, it is real, it is public record, and it already came up during the 2023 election tribunal. The opposition has always tied it to money laundering allegations, and Tinubu's camp has always said it was just a civil settlement, no criminal conviction, decades old, and legally irrelevant to his eligibility today. But surprisingly, this time, The claim is Atiku's camp pushed it further, straight to American lobbyists, and in response, Ayo and Rufai, the spokesperson to the president, surprisingly dropped a letter, allegedly from Trump himself, about the U.S. Nigerian Cooperation on Security. So basically, Mr. Ayo and Rufai is using it as a counter to show good relations with Washington. But that's not the end. Rufai basically echoed the same frustration that both sides, the opposition and the presidency, are looking for what he called daddy's affirmation from America. His real question was, why are we celebrating a foreign leader intervening in problems a taken nation should handle on its own?
If I start to cry for Nigeria, you people will begging me not to cry. Is it not obvious that we have lost the plot as a nation? We are celebrating a response to a letter with Trump commending our president and our country for coming to solve our problem in our backyard, for bringing American sovereignty to come, put boots on the ground, solve our problem that if we are truly a thinking nation, we should be able to solve ourselves. And we are spreading that as an approval because opposition too, that want to run this country, went to get lobbyists abroad to report to Daddy Oyoyo, Trump, sitting president. So we too, we say, oh, the daddy you went to report us to, daddy also wrote us report card. See the report card. And both those that want to lead Nigeria that are saying the president is not doing enough and the president are both looking for daddy's affirmation. And we are here, seated, celebrating that as a nation. The same Trump that came when his troops carted away valuable intelligence. We were reporting here that Gawker was saying that intelligence, something like from the movie. Is it not Nigeria that's supposed to be processing that intelligence? But we are here, seated, and we are reporting that both are going there for affirmation. We are going with lobbyists there. America, oh, Daddy, oh, see us, oh, Daddy, I came to report Tinubu. Tinubu's team too came out. The daddy you went to report us to, Daddy has already written us. And when Daddy, the House of Representatives said that they want to withdraw aid, we're all shouting. Ayo, let me cry small this morning for Nigeria. In 1961, a Nigerian leader, Tafawa Balewa, Fashek Me, addressed a joint congress of the American Congress, a joint session. You know what that means? Till today, no other Nigerian leader has addressed a joint session of the American Congress. Let me excite you even further. During that visit, yes, there were political symbolism, Cold War tie, but America saw Nigeria as a bastion in Africa. Do you know who went to receive Tafawa Balewa when he got to the airport in America? The Vice President of America, Lyndon B. Johnson. Do you know the other people that America has kept that honor for, that only their Vice President is going to receive in the airport? The likes of Pope and King Saud and some other eminent dignitaries. How many people are since then, Nigerian leader, has since addressed a joint session of an American Congress? So we have gone from a nation that our leader once addressed joint session of American Congress to a nation that we are thankful for letter. Let me excite you even further. The first live satellite telephone call between two world leaders was between Tafawa Balewa and Kennedy. That should make you cry for Nigeria.
So before you go, tell me in the comments, do you agree with Ayo and Rufai here? Or do you think, in this case, going outside the country was actually a fair move? Drop your honest take in the comments. I would love to know what you have to say about this particular update. So that is the situation. An old case resurfacing, both sides seeking validation from the US and two respected voices, Ayo and Rufai, calling out the entire pattern. Make sure you share this video with someone who needs to see it and subscribe for more of this.